All right, welcome back to Currency 365. All right, so the G20 nations, including China, agreed to swear off currency devaluations. Now, me personally, I know this is a lie. I know this just looks good on paper, and it looks good to the people who are conditioned a certain way. Me, on the other hand, and you guys, a lot of you guys listening are conditioned another way. So we know that this is a lie, but it looks good on paper, and it looks good to the people, the masses who are conditioned a certain way. Okay, so now the masses who are conditioned a certain way can finally breathe a sign of relief that there's going to be no devaluation war coming, and that these countries have agreed to not do a devaluation war. But the people like me and you, we know that there is going to be a devaluation war in the future. All right. So let's see here. It says the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors convened in Ankara, Turkey, on Friday and Saturday to discuss currency devaluations and other global finance concerns. Okay, so it says after 2 days of discussions between finance ministers and central bankers from the world's 20 largest economies, the group of 20 nations agreed to refrain from devaluing their currencies to increase international market competition or competitiveness. All right, and the accord seek to smooth global fears of race to the bottom of currency depreciations. Of course, we know that's coming. So right now, they want to just make the whole world think that it's not coming, and they're getting together to say it's not going to happen, but we know it's going to happen. All right, so let's see. It says the agreement is intended to stave off a round of snowballing devaluations that many worried would follow China's decision to let its currency depreciate in August. All right, so we know that China did like three devaluations in a row, back to back to back, which surprised everybody and made the world go crazy. The markets went crazy. Okay, and then they did another one, I think, one or two more in early September. So it says we will refrain from the competitive devaluations and resist all forms of protectionism. Read a statement from the group of the G20. This is from Bloomberg on Saturday. So it says some suspected that Beijing's move was an effort to goose export demand as China's economy continued to falter, a strategy that risks spreading devaluation pressure to other countries and heightening global trade tensions. But aside from the few minor currencies like what the world is this one? Kazakhstan Tang. I've never heard of that. But actually, I have heard of that currency, but the name is just, I've never spelt it out. It's just, if you guys know how to spell it out, great for you. It's Kazakhstani. Okay, I've heard of it before, but I can't say the word. All right, so, and it says, and the Vietnamese something, I don't know, it should be Vietnamese dong, but it says Vietnamese BAHT. I think it's the translation error. Okay, it says no major central banks have followed suit with depreciation plans. Yeah, so that was a translation error. That should say Vietnamese dong. Okay, so it's really the Vietnamese dong that really kicked this off because they devalued 3 times this year, and China was like, oh no, we can't allow you to continue to kick our butts in imports and exports, and so then they had to retaliate, and now we're watching to see if the U.S. retaliates. Remember, Europe also was devaluing their currency as well this year, so everybody's devalued except for America, really. So let's see. Still, some say there is room for concern. Of course, there is. There is a shared sense that the G20 needs to double down on its principle that competition devaluation is a bad thing. A senior U.S. Treasury official told Reuters. Of course, U.S. is definitely concerned if China devalues and devalues and devalues. Um, let's see. It says the group of 20, which includes the U.S., China, Russia, and India, also agreed on a number of other macro mechanisms and economic measures meant to address disappointing economic news. All right. It says global growth falls short of our expectation. The group statement continued, we have pledged to take divisive action to keep the economic recovery on track, and we are confident the global economic recovery will gain speed. All right. Says the finance officials agreed that while monetary policy would remain a focus aimed at volatility markets and weakening growth, central banks could not improve the world's major economies on their own. Monetary policy alone cannot lead to balanced growth. All right. So this is crazy right here because it says the economic recovery on track. Yo, they've been saying that the economic recovery is on track for 8 years. Eight. It's been like well, no, it's been since Obama took over, right? I think when Bush yeah, well, no, I think it was before. I think before Obama. Oh yeah, before Obama because remember Obama ran on the economy being so bad, and so that's how he was able to win. So yeah, so it's been about eight years, man. 8 years of hearing about the economy is in recovery. It's headed toward recovery mode, and we know that's a lie. There is no recovery. What they need to do is allow everything to reset itself. Just, show everybody needs to come out, show their true numbers, show everything they have, gold, silver, and this should be done by the world powers, right? The IMF, the World Bank, the United Nations. Okay, they should force every country to be audited, okay, by these people, and not just Americans that are in the World Bank, but people that are represented in every country. So everybody from every country should do an audit on each country, gold, silver, and then of course how much money they make, how much taxes, all that. Everything should be audited, and then everybody's real numbers and how much they have in their CBI and everything, all their precious metals, their money they've printed, everything should be displayed for the whole entire world to see. And then once the whole entire world has a whole weekend to see it, Monday morning, everything resets to everybody's reality situation that they're actually in. Now, that could be a nightmare for America and a lot of Europe and a lot of other countries, okay? But that is reality. We got to get out of living in a fake fantasy world. We have to live in reality. Reality is we do not have the things that we're saying we have, okay? Everything is fake. Everything is not real. Okay, we're printing money like crazy. We're doing all these things that are just destroying other countries. Okay, if everybody gets audited and put out their true numbers, it will be a nightmare on that Monday morning because everybody's country will be exposed to their true corruption, and that is reality, and that's what we need to live in. We need to live in reality and not fantasy. All right, so it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, like I always say, it doesn't matter how bad there is. There's always a good. And it doesn't matter how good there is, there's always a bad. So it doesn't. So anything that, if you think that a lot of things are coming that are bad, there's always something that is good in that bad, and take advantage of that something that is good in that bad and use it towards your advantage. All right. So currency 365. I'm out. Peace.